All right, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the power of green tea and how it relates to your metabolism. So if you are interested in any of that, definitely stick around. Okay, so I wanted to really touch base on what green tea is. And there's been a fad for many years about green tea, but there's some legitimacy to it. If you've experienced it, if you've used it, if you've tried it, then you know that it's very similar to a caffeine-based substance like coffee or any like energy drink, because within green tea, not only are you getting the caffeine, but you're getting a different type of caffeine, plus all the phytonutrients within the green tea as well, within the tea leaf itself that you're getting. So there's a lot of benefits to it, which is what we're going to talk about today. So let's actually understand what green tea is. And what I'm going to do is actually, leverage the internet for us to help us understand. And we're going to talk about how does green tea help with metabolism, right? So that's the topic, the video, and of course we want to understand. And so this is going to be for all my textual learners that they need something to read, and this is going to be a great way for them to actually see what this is about. So what is green tea? Green tea contains caffeine and a type of flavonoid called catechins, which are both believed to boost metabolism and aid in weight loss. Studies have shown that catechins, I'm just going to call it catechins, specifically a type called EGCG, may increase the amount of energy the body burns and help burn fat. Additionally, caffeine can increase the number of calories burned at rest by up to 10% and may also help to reduce appetite. However, more research is needed to confirm these effects, and drinking green tea alone is unlikely to lead to significant weight loss. Okay. Hopefully that made sense. And just so for the context of my viewers that are also AV learners, green tea, let's just do green tea and see what we see, right? Because everybody should be able to see what they see. This is very similar to what green tea looks like. This is probably the most common. And so we read what it's about, we see what it's about, and now let's just talk about it, because I think many people are still sort of confused because there's so many things, so many. If you're not in the world that I'm in, you'll get lost. There's just information overload, information everywhere, and you'll never really understand until you just experience it. If someone tells you, if you're watching my video right now, then you know what we're going to be talking about, so you'll be much more equipped to actually handle this information in the future. But most people don't have that luxury. And so what happens is, in the context of green tea, when you drink green tea, you make it just like a regular tea. I don't know if you've ever made tea before, but you just boil some hot water, you make some hot water, and then you put the tea packet in there, and you allow it to diffuse within it, and then you can drink that as your tea. So green tea, you can also get it in like powder form, you can also get it in the herb form. So whatever you prefer to make the green tea. You can also, if you go to like Starbucks and stuff like that, you can make green tea fraps and whatnot. You can take green tea pills. So there's many ways to consume the green tea, but at the end of the day, what's actually happening, right? So once you figure out how you're going to consume it, you get it, you eat it, you consume it, and now the effects are going to take over. So like they were saying, there's some like flavonoids like catechins or stuff like that, and then there's caffeine, which I was mentioning before. But just remember, right, at the end of the day, all we're trying to do is stimulate your metabolism. It always comes down to your metabolism whenever you're consuming anything. Does it stimulate or does it slow down your metabolism? So certain instances, when people are trying to gain weight, we're not trying to stimulate the metabolism at all. We're trying to, slow down the metabolism so they can actually store that weight. Like for me personally, like I've had a hard time my whole life gaining weight. And then when I finally gained weight, it was all the bad weight. And then I just looked terrible. So my metabolism did slow down, but I didn't look good. So I'm naturally in a stimulated metabolic state. Stimulated metabolic state, that sounds cool. SMS, stimulated metabolic state. So you heard it here, folks. It's the first time anyone has ever mentioned in this way, stimulated metabolic state. That's where we're gonna go. Okay, so with that being said, right, so now understanding that when you take these things, don't think it's a magic pill. Just see it as another version of something that you would normally do. So if you've been drinking coffee for a while and the effects have sort of worn off, then give this a try. Give this a try so that way you can recycle back into coffee later on. And then not only that, you're also benefiting from some other things that are available within that green tea for you to benefit as well. So always remember that. Now let's talk about the context of metabolism. Similarly to other types of products that help you stimulate your metabolism via like caffeine and whatnot, it is the same thing. It really gets you active. Again, it's the technical reason for caffeine is like it blocks the adenosine receptors, and so you don't feel sleepy, etc., etc. We don't care about any of that. What we care about is it keeps you awake, and then it lets you do things. And one of the things that we want you to do is move your body. Move your body as much as possible. So if you right now are sitting and you need some energy or stimulation to do some push-ups on the floor or go to the gym or go do a pull-up, take some caffeine, use it as a psychosomatic placebo if you need to actually get moving, because it works. It's legit. It's just that, again, people overconsume it. People take it a little overboard, and as a result of that, they actually have negative side effects and experiences with it. But in reality, everything in moderation is more than normal. Now, metabolism, let's recap on what metabolism is, right? So we always break down all of food, all of fuel into 3 primary macros, which is the proteins, carbs, and fats. And so what happens is, many of you, obviously the fact that we're even talking about green tea to lose weight and etc., what that tells me, if you're searching for this video, is that you have a little bit of excess fat around your midriff, around your chest, around your arms, around your neck, love handles, butt, whatever the case might be, and we want to stimulate it. So you have a lot of fat accumulation already, so you're storing a lot, you have a lot of energy. If you were ever go to the desert, you would have enough energy for a good amount of time, but you also probably consume a lot of carbs throughout the day and also fats as well. Not to mention probably ultra processed foods, right? These foods, if you think about it, any food that has multiple packaging within it for you to even get that food, it has been ultra processed, right? And if it doesn't look like real natural stuff, then more than likely it's been engineered by a machine to create food for you. Fun fact, the whole Beyond Beef and like the whole fake meat business, it's really interesting how they blew up. Like, they got so much popularity because they went viral, and then people realized it's whatever, it's not that big of a deal. It's probably what costs more, it's not as efficient because it's still using the same type of machineries and processes. But eventually we'll get there. We will get there. There has been a lot of interesting research and development being done in this space. So I think fungus might be one of those things that we might be eating a lot about, because fungus literally can replicate meats and whatnot, and it's plant-based. People think fungus are plants, so why not, right? So we can definitely take a look at that. Now, understanding that, we have to reduce your carb intake, your fat intake, and just, of course, as you work out, you're stimulated by the caffeine and the green tea. Go ahead and work out as well, and then you'll have a nice rotisserie chicken effect happening, right? So I want you to imagine you go to a store where they have rotisserie chickens that are being made, and they're in the box, see-through like there's a window, a machine, and then there's the chicken that's spinning. There's heat being generated within that box, and so it's actually melting that fat off, and that's what we want to do. We want to convert the fat that's right now in your solid state into a liquid state, so that way you can liquefy and then eventually release it into your blood system, and then your blood system will use it as fuel, and then once you use it as fuel, any byproducts, you'll go ahead and pee it out and purge it out, if I were to have a better word for it. So hopefully you got value out of that. It made a lot of sense on how green tea can affect your metabolism. Again, it's not like it's the end of all. It's more like another tool in your arsenal of things that you can try if you've already tried other things and you just need some inspiration, like, oh, maybe why not green tea? Then you can definitely give it a try. Me personally, I've tried already. It's not like something I go out of my way to find it, but I still use it. If I ever did need to use it, I wouldn't be, apprehensive towards it. With that being said, guys, if you found any value in anything that I said, make sure you go ahead and like the video below, and then let me know how you liked it. If there's any topics that I mentioned that you would like to see me go deeper on, definitely hit me up in the comments below, and I will definitely prioritize that. Other than that, I appreciate you. Definitely subscribe to the video as well. Subscribe to my channel, so that way you're always updated on the newest video that comes out. And I'm sure you, if anything, if you're like me and if you like my content, you probably consumed a ton of it already in a playlist. So hopefully you're enjoying what you're seeing, and it's giving you a lot of awareness to who you are. All right, with that being said, guys, I'm gone.